Yeah, breaking news. Igboho wife has narrated the ordeal, alongside Sunday Igboho, how the DSS, invaded and brought in herbalists, to come and invade Igboho house, also to kill him. This is coming from us to you. How Igboho's house was raided by the DSS on July, killing two of his associates and arresting many others, and how the so-called herbalist, followed them in military uniform to come to Igboho's house to come and kill him, because the aim, is to kill Sunday Igboho. Onolapo Ademola, one of the 12 associates, also revealed how the DSS, claimed to, have arrested them. He said one of the 12 associates of secessionist leader Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, has narrated how operatives of the Department State Service invaded Igboho's house and killed two people, alongside the testimony of Sunday Igboho's wife. Also, Igboho's house was raided by the DSS on July 1st, killing two of his associates and arresting many others. Ademola, who told Sunday Punch he is the director of Sunday Adeyemo Foundation, accused the DSS of killing people in cold blood during the raid. He was one of those arrested by the DSS and later released. Recalling the raid on Igboho's residence in the Soka area of Ibadan, Oyo State, Ademola said, "We woke up to find ourselves in that mess. It was a misuse of power by the present government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, led by Buhari. I have been minding my speech about the event of that day because a lot of us are still suffering from psychological trauma, because what happened that day alone can take one's life." Oh yes, definitely. My house was not far from Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho's house, and being a father to me, I have access to him, and he has to me also. He did call to see me anytime to run errands for him. I was in my personal house around 12 a.m., but I had a message to pass across to him which I could not deliver by phone. I moved from my house to his residence at exactly 12 a.m. and met with him. We discussed till around 1 a.m. and were outside with some of our people till around 1:30 a.m. It is the Ademola Sunday Igboho 8 that is narrating this. Yes, I will still venture into what the wife also says, because I believe they are correlation and they are saying same thing. Well, in his house, according to Ademola says, I have a chalet he allocated to me as one of his associates. At exactly 1:30 a.m., he moved into his building. Others retreated into their own apartments, and I also moved into my own apartment. But at exactly 1:35 a.m., I started hearing gunshots, and I wondered what was happening. My chalet is directly facing the main gate, and I opened the window to peep to see what was happening outside. To my greatest shock, I couldn't even see anybody, but I had sporadic gunshots. Whenever I heard fire, they would shoot at the building. Wow. As a Muslim as I am, I started reciting different verses of the Quran, believing it might be the end of my life. While still peeping through the window, I could see two DSS personnel inside the house. They came through the fence because they could not force their way in through the main gate from outside. So some of them jumped the fence and came in to open the gate for the others. When they opened the gate, I saw that they were dressed in black and were putting on helmets. They were dressed like they were on a battleground facing Boko Haram. I heard them calling themselves, "Come in 2-2." I immediately woke the boy that was with me and told him that we needed to start preparing for our burial because there was no way to escape. There were more than 100 personnel inside the building, comprising the DSS and soldiers. They shot sporadically everywhere. When they got through any challenge or any of the rooms, they fired directly. I started praying, and I'm thankful that God saved my life. The shooting continued for 3 hours. When they got through my challenge, I opened the door for them. They marched on my head on the floor. I had collected around 300,000 naira from Sunday Igboho, which I wanted to use to buy something. The following morning, one of the soldiers picked up the money. They demanded my gun, and I told them, "Do I look like someone who can shoot? Do I look like someone who can operate a gun?" They marched my head still, and I was handcuffed. They then took me to the gate to lie down there with others. At the gate, to my greatest shock, I saw one of my very good brothers, Saeed Oladams Adogon, the chief executive officer of Oladams Motor in Oshogbo, in a pool of blood. Likewise, Alpha, we were still together around 12:30 a.m., but the two of them were already gone down. After we had been handcuffed and I laid on the floor, the security operatives, according to them, the DSS, started destroying the vehicles in the compound, threatening to burn down the house and saying all sorts of things. They also made a roll call of the people in the house. That was what happened, but to the glory of God, we had today. The two persons killed were identified as Saeed Adisa, popularly called Adugon, and Igboho's maternal uncle, known as Alpha, denying the claim made by the DSS that the two people killed were armed and had engaged operatives in a gun duel for 1 hour. Ademola said there was no retaliation by anyone in Igboho's house. Likewise, the wife also, buttressed. He says nothing of such happened. Nobody retaliated. Nobody exchanged gunshots with them. The Nigerian military of now, the so-called Nigerian military, if anyone or anybody had retaliated by exchange gunshot, what would have happened. Yes, those they were killed, that they killed, didn't exchange a gunshot with them. Security agents. Alpha was an innocent man. He was killed in the waiting room of Chief Sunday Igboho while he was praying. He was a cleric and he could not see. He was blind. Oh my God. On getting to the waiting room, the security operatives just fired straight and gunned him down. Also, Adogon did not in any way exchange gunshots with them. He was shot in the bathroom where he was hiding. Ademola also told that the DSS initially arrested 22 people, 12 males and 10 females, but later released some of them at its Ekiti office. They freed 9 of the ladies after asking everyone who is Lady K. So they only took Lady K with the men to Abuja. Out of the 12 men, one of us was a police officer, an escort of Adogon. The officer was not paraded in Abuja. Instead, 12 of us, including Lady K, were paraded, he said. He also recalled that the DSS officials stole from Igboho's house, saying they took gold, money, our phones, which are still with them. They went away with the CCTV and one of the cats. After killing about 4 or 5 cats, they went away with a big MP3. They went away with a lot of things. They went away with the cat, believing Chief Sunday Igboho turned to cat. According to him, Igboho was at home when the DSS operatives raided his house, but somehow managed to escape. He said yes, he was at home. The DSS saw him, and they can't deny that because that night they came with 3 herbalists. After shooting at so many corners of the house, all of a sudden they couldn't see him again. So they believed he was hiding. Not knowing he was in the building, Chief Igboho is not an ordinary man. He is the Akoni Odua of Yoruba land and a real son of Odudua. When the DSS could not find him, they brought in their herbalists and they started chanting incantations, wanting him to come out or come back. The herbalists later told the DSS that Baba Igboho had turned to a cat. That was when they started killing the cats. I believe they know he has metaphysical powers, and that was why they came in with herbalists and in the midnight to get him at all costs. But God was not ready to put his life in the hands of DSS, not even DSS. He noted that the herbalists that accompanied the DSS operatives to Igboho's house wore ordinary clothes, not traditional attire. But when the DSS could not find Chief Sunday Igboho, they called them in and the herbalists started chanting incantations. The DSS operatives were more than 20 and most of them were from Oyo, while the soldiers were more than 200. I could count about 87 vehicles. When they were taking us away, they came with ambulances too, believing they were going to a war zone, he added. Ademola and some others who were arrested spent 62 days in the custody of the DSS. Oh, my people, you are enjoying this story. Wow. Hey, time is not on our side. Yes, this is just the part 1. Okay, I'll be giving you part 2. I'll be unleashing part 2. Hey, thanks for listening and God bless you.